I'm Chuck Richardson. I'm with Richardson Boudreaux Law Firm that was founded by my father in 1985. My dad had been an insurance salesman and adjuster and realized through that process that people weren't being treated fairly. He understood that insurance companies were there to make money, and he didn't like the way they did it. So when he started practicing law, he decided that he was going to represent individuals that had been injured. And one of the things that would help him is when clients knew what they should do after an accident. We're going to go through 10 things that you should consider following an accident. Obviously, the first one is making sure that you're okay and the other people in your vehicle are okay. The next thing is get to a safe area. If you're in the street, you need to get out of the street. You probably don't want to move your vehicle, but get over so that if someone's trying to avoid the accident, they don't hit you. Next, find out who was driving the other vehicle. Many times that person's at your door real quickly anyway, but you also want to find out if they're injured or if they need any help. After you do that, make the call. Call 911 and have the police come. There are instances where the police will go, we're slick streets, so we're not going to come unless, or we don't have to come unless you want us to. You'll want them to come. No one's doing a drawing of the site. No one's talking to any of the witnesses. And if a police officer comes, they're going to have that information in an accident report so that it's memorialized for the future. Next, you want to exchange information. So there's several ways to do that. You can take a picture of your insurance card, text it to the person that was involved in the accident. You can take a picture of their driver's license, their insurance card, the tag on their vehicle. You may even want to take pictures of their vehicle or video their vehicle, and you want to do the same for your vehicle. Also, you want to take pictures of the injuries. Not necessarily the injuries on the other person, but the injuries you suffered or someone else that was in your vehicle. It's all going to be helpful in the future for maybe determining whose fault the accident is, and then also what's fair compensation if the police don't show up. In Tulsa, there are several ways that you can memorialize an accident. You can pick up an accident report, I think at most Quick Trips, and even online. Now, you want to be careful how you fill it out. So you're not really writing down how you feel about what happened. What you're really wanting to report is where the accident happened, what time it was, what the vehicle was doing that hit you, what you were doing at the time, so that information's there. You may even want to draw a diagram. And on the diagram, it typically says, not drawn to scale. And you may even want to write, this is the best that I could remember. That all helps because at least it's documented. If you're intending to hire a lawyer, you may even want to talk to them to help you fill out the accident report. The next thing is do I need to go to the hospital? After an accident, our adrenaline's flowing. We can have really severe injuries, but we really don't know it. It's amazing the number of people that wake up the next morning and now they're in pain. Now, obviously not everyone needs to go to the hospital, but if you do, that's the time to go. If someone in your vehicle needs to go, make sure they go. The next thing is you want to follow up with your primary care physician, your chiropractor, some type of doctor the following day or within the first 3 days. One of the things insurance adjusters look at is did you seek medical treatment? And did you follow through with it? And how soon did you get it after the accident? So going to see your doctor. 1, it'll memorialize what injuries you have. 2, you'll get to find out what options you have for treatment. Some people will need treatment and some won't. While you're at the scene, if there's any people hanging around that saw the accident, get their name. We get to watch videos all the time on YouTube and everything else. So if someone was there and they saw what happened, turn on your recorder and say, do you mind if I record what you saw happen? take a video. There are many things you can do to help document and memorialize what happened. But you got to make sure to get their name and their phone number at the minimum. You need to contact your insurance company. Many people say, well, the accident's not my fault. Why do I call them? And then what they're going to do is they're going to bump my rates. Well, you're not calling them to make a claim. What you're doing is you're abiding by the contract that you have with the insurance company. All those contracts say that if you're involved in an incident, you need to contact the insurance company and give them that information. Usually what you'll hear from them is, we're not going to open a file or assign a claim number unless you call us back. Then you want to contact the other insurance company. You want to give them your name, the date of the accident, who the driver of the other vehicle was, and then you tell them you'll get back with them. Why is that? Well, at that point, most people don't know all the injuries they've got. They haven't been to the doctor yet. And like we talked about, you don't want to give a recorded statement. The last thing is, you're going to want to talk to an experienced personal injury lawyer. It doesn't mean you're going to hire them, but you need to talk to them to find out what your rights are, why you should hire a lawyer, whether this is the lawyer that you want representing you, and what they intend to do for you. If they tell you how much money they're going to get you, I suggest you get up and walk out and go to the next lawyer. There are plenty on the internet. But at least find out what your rights are, find out what you're going to have to do to handle your case yourself, and find out what the lawyer can do for you so that you don't have to mess with it. A lot of our clients, when they come in, they're really stressed out. They're dealing with home, they're dealing with work, they're dealing with their injuries or someone's injuries in their family. They're dealing with the bills. All this pressure's on them, and now they're having to talk to an adjuster. They're having to get their car fixed. They're having to get a rental car. They're wondering, what's my case worth? What am I supposed to do? What shouldn't I do that could hurt the value of my case? And so what we want to do is take all that off your plate. We can't settle your case without your permission. We can't even make a settlement demand without your permission. You get to decide all those things. So we like to try to help clients take all the things that have occurred with the accident off their plate so they can focus on themselves, their family, getting their bills paid, and moving on with their life. Success for us is when we're able to get the client the money they deserve, and they have already worked through the healing process, both emotionally and physically, so they can get on with their life. If you want to talk to someone, give us a call. We'll walk you through the process and you decide what's best for you and your family.